The air is hot and the sun beats down mercilessly. Despite it being the end of August, the sun continues to rage fiercely as before, as though it's determined to make us girls bear even more skin. Just like in the north wind and the sun. The stink of sweat fills my nostrils to a point where I can't even taste the green tea bought with me to fend off dehydration. The iced tea in my thermos isn't even better either. There's no real reason for me to be participating in a ballet class to a point where I'm on the verge of melting, but... can I get some water? The lesson ends and my Amitié partner comes over to me wiping her sweat with a towel and handing my flask. Thanks. I still think she looks really cool in that. She's going quite meek. I've become a familiar figure on the sideline since I started dragging me along. You really went for it despite the heat. It's exhausting just watching you. If it's having such little effect on you, perhaps I should speak with Sister Basket and ask her to excuse you from watching from now on. You're the one who's forcing me to come, you know that? That's what I think to myself, but I grab hold of your hem of my Amitié partner's skirt to stop her as she heads in Sister Basket's direction. If it comes to that, I'll tell her myself. I'm fine, Chidori. She looks at me bashfully. Ever since this time on our boat together, I've switched from calling her from Takasaki to Chidori. I got so used to calling her just her you this time, I've never been addressing her by name. But out of respect for a fact like that, Sister Basket, she's taking care of me. No, it's just as Chidori invited me across the boundary, she drew herself. I've always decided to accept her. So, we are fundamentally evil. What are you talking about? I'm about to answer though, that is nothing, when I feel a soft warm sensation against my back. Conscious of a breath against my nape and neck, I bump the girl behind me on my head. Which of her twins? Probably Ichigo. Don't hug me when you're sweaty. Save that for a prez. Yeah. She pulls away, slowly, and wipes away beads of sweat trailing from her brow. Which I'd be mad if I did it to her, she's such a clean freak. That makes it sound like I'm an unhygienic slob who doesn't care about getting dirty. She laughs. When she's done, her shoulders slump again in tiredness. Take my flask back from Chidori, offering it to a wilting Sasaki twin. Thanks! Help yourself if you're okay showing an unhygienic slob. She ignores my sarcastic remarks and gulps the whole thing down. There goes my portion, I guess. Still, class is over now, so I don't really mind. Put quite nice in this. Felt so good sliding down my throat. Yum! Quit with a play-by-play. Now I want some, but it's all gone. In that case, feel free to have some of my tea. Be with a Sasaki twin. Don't know whether she arrived over here. Offer me a cutely patterned flask. With no reason to refuse, I accept it and take a sip. Is this a setup for another cannibalism joke? Not this time. It does mean an indirect kiss of you though, Yaegaki-chan. Oh, you're criminal smart, Ringo. I returned to flask to the younger Sasaki, who was blushing, acting coy with an innuendo-laden delicious. I guess your sister scored an indirect kiss too, except with Chidori instead of me. Oh, you're right. Chidori gently strokes her finger across her lip without saying a word. The girl's gesture makes the elder Sasaki blush even harder. She fails to find any funny comeback. You guys should go shower. If you don't hurry up and get changed, Sister Basket will... Speak of devil. Priz is over here with an odd look on her face. And she's accompanied by Shirahane and Sister Basket, who's still in a leotard. Said in a sudden change of mood, everyone else begins to track them across the room too. Get around, everyone, please. I have something to tell you. After checking that everyone's still present, Sister Basket surveys the class before speaking. I'm sure you're aware, we'll soon be holding a ballet recital. She begins. Everyone immediately starts to chatter. It's certainly news to us. Quiet, please. Now, about recital. Sister Dahlia, we haven't heard anything about the ballet recital. Oh, you haven't? She runs her hand through her golden hair, looking confused before pulling herself together and continuing. In any case, you first years we put in a recital with St. Joseph Theatre. Just us first years? Does that mean the seniors won't be performing? If all the year groups performed, it would be a competition rather than a recital. She puts her hand to her mouth to cover a dainty smile and Shirahane nods. She started looking at as consternated as she would have spotted a wonky picture frame on the wall. I share her doubts, as even if the seniors did take part, as long as we didn't compete with them, it would turn out fine, wouldn't it? So, this recital will ever be dancing individually? Or will we be doing one big performance together? I was just about to get to that. You will not be performing by yourselves, you're all going to put in a ballet together. And the ballet you'll be performing is A Sleeping Beauty. Upon hearing the name of Tchaikovsky's famous ballet, rather than thinking what a great idea it is, I instead get to wonder if it's perhaps too difficult a selection for beginners. More importantly, there's no one to play the male part. It's not like a rare recitation where it's fine for us to want us to play the male role. We girls don't have a skill to lift dancing partners into the air or carry them on our shoulders, so... Hey, Yaegaki-san, isn't this another one of the Grimm's fairy tales? The ballet is actually based on Perrault's original version, La Belle au Bois de Mont. Well, I suppose you can think of it as the same story. I thought so. I wonder if I can work behind the scenes. Perhaps because of grain rigidity, Shirahane's not really improving on ballet. You'd be great fit for Princess Aurora. For a moment, Shirahane grimaces so tense she looks like she's about to cry. Well, no way. I was just thinking about what being a stage St. Joseph. What makes you want to cry? Really? But you're so dignified when we did a recitation. That's because you were there with me. She blushes and looks up at me through her lashes, and my stomach does a funny flip-flop. You have to be blind not to see this girl standing beside me possesses a beauty one rarely encounters. Even the entertainment industry my Amity partner's a veteran of. You should really consider who you're talking to before you go say things like that. Did I say something to hurt your feelings? You're so oblivious. She looks at me with sad puppy dog eyes and my heart beats even faster than before. I open my hot cheeks with both hands and mutter at Sister Basket's looking at us. Sister Dahlia, I understand we're performing A Sleeping Beauty, but have roles already been assigned? That's exactly what I wanted to talk about today. There isn't much time until recital. In 3 days' time, we'll have a test to decide who will take on which role. The chatter starts again, however this time the overall tone is of excitement. I guess it's a big deal for them. Some girls enrolled here specifically because of ballet lessons. Sister Basket gracefully exits the classroom after reminding everyone not to slack off their practice. After she's gone, the squealing starts. Hey, isn't this exciting? I'm looking forward to seeing who we've chosen for Princess Aurora. It's not going to be either of you two, I tell them dryly. They may puff their cheeks out and tell me they didn't care anyway. Personally, I want to be a fairy. I get a new costume and I think I look totally cute with wings. I very much agree. Guess I'm interested in wearing cute outfits and getting a good role. The twins start chatting together about which roles I'd like to have the cutest costumes. A recital, huh? I can't wait. And what role I'll be given? I think I'd be aiming for Aurora. I don't mind what part I get as long as it's a good one to dance. Besides, with all the Princess Aurora is... She glanced over at Chidori, who's taken off her ballet shoes, stowing them in a personal storage bag. Well, if it's based on ability, it would be between you and Chidori. Yaegaki-chan, who do you think would be best for a main role at Takasaki-san or Wit-chan? Well, Chidori, of course! Perhaps Chidori overheard a question, but she puts down her shoe bag and stares at me, her posture oddly rigid. I can't answer that. You have to pick one. I guess I have to go with Chidori then. Yes. When I wonder about why she's clenching her fist, I explain my reasoning to Ringo. In terms of skill, she and Present are on a par, so either of them could probably do it, but... I glance at my Amitié partner who's still staring my way and lower my voice. She's always so arrogant looking, kind of want to see her dancing like a princess. With a big smile on her face, you know? I very much agree. Test her? She said we could dance whatever we wanted, but I didn't know what to choose. I'm going to go with something simple. I think the most important thing is not to make any mistakes. The younger Sasaki and the President are not in agreement with sound thinking. Chidori, on the other hand, clearly relishes the test as a challenge. I'm going to take a shower. Doing everything at her own pace, as always, she notifies us when we have plans before leaving the classroom with a shoe bag in hand. Dance is my part for me too, won't you? I muttered flippantly to her retreating back. After the announcement of a ballet test, she throws herself into practice so intensely that I even find myself telling her to take it easy, making a point of not to meddle in other people's business. I'm sure even the seniors must be talking about it becoming a permanent fixture in the lesson room during breaks, after class, and every spare moment of the day. Yo, long time no see. On your way to see your beloved Amitié partner? Guess gossip about Chidori's practicing has reached her too. She blocks my way, looking thoroughly amused. The evening sun sets and her silver hair aflame. I'm just heading back from the library, see? Hold up with books borrowed. Living well alone, I take it then. Noticing my suspicious look, she grins cheerfully. I see. That's why Circle was in a cooking club when I peeked in. You were caught up in conversation, I guess. Time got away from you? Peeked in? You say that like you went very expressly to look for her. There can't be any non-meekly response. She's right after all. Still, she's prioritising her council duties over a test. Looks like my darling teacher's got zero interest in ballet. She said she's no good at it. She'd rather work behind the scenes. Oh. I heard the ballet's going to be Sleeping Beauty. I want to hear Suoh cut as a fairy. Or a cat or something. Puss in Boots, huh? The image of my bookworm buddy with cat ears and a tail is an adorable one. But it's also a bit much. In fact, it's as boorish as slathering cream or custard over a steaming dessert. Your Amitié partner's pulling out all the stops, isn't she? She aiming for all of Princess Aurora? Chidori's been a bit obvious about her ambitions. She's going in this as not some compulsory school event, but as an opportunity to raise her status here. Yeah, sounds like she's been encroaching on my territory. But that's ambition for you. By the way, she's been practicing right up her building closes, hasn't she? I sense something a little off in this last remark, and the image of Suoh Shirahane disappears from my mind as I watch Yatsuro Senpai's expression carefully as I nod. I see. But it's not like a clubhouse, not that it's got anything to do with it. Is there some kind of problem? No, actually, I was wondering why you're not participating in a ballet recital, Yaegaki-kun. I'm suspicious of the way she's obviously changing the subject. I slapped my thigh with a chuckle and told her there's no way we can dance with legs like these. That reminds me of Sasaki's jokes, but my dear teacher produced a script of his citation before, right? I was thinking maybe you could do the same thing this time. No way. I don't have Shirahane's skills. I'm decisive, but she hits back. You're lying. She leans forward and jabs a finger at me. You're a bit of a ballet expert, aren't you? Please, lying? My only saving grace, I've never once told a lie. There you go, lying with a perfectly straight face like I like you. You have a different kind of charm to Suoh-kun. Yatsuro-senpai. I said that of all roles in Sleeping Beauty, I'd love to see Suoh-kun as a fairy cat, right? And when you heard that, your mum was about Puss in Boots. So I did. Crap. Most people wouldn't come out of that in association with Sleeping Beauty, but Puss in Boots belongs in a different fairy tale. But in the Balai's version of the story, a bunch of other fairy tale characters appear at the end of Princess Aurora's wedding. I'm certain you're a closet ballet expert, since you knew about that. It's easy to forget because of eccentricities, but this idiot is the president of the Council of Nicaea. And she's no idiot. Raised my hands in surrender, telling how my elder sister studied ballet and how I'd learned about it by osmosis. I see. Then how about you produce a script for choreography? It's a class event, so you have to participate in some way. Being choreographer is way too important a role. There's no way Sister Basket would allow that. Christian doctrine and ballet are the only two things she's really strict about. Well, maybe etiquette lessons too, the silver-haired girl before he scratches her eyebrow, and mutters an agreement. Princess Basket has a high opinion of though. Even I've noticed she's probably got at least some idea of your ballet know-how too. Can't imagine me even ever seeing Spacey Sister Basket having picked up on it. I suppose the idea of an exaggerated way of my hands. There's no way she'd have noticed. If she has, I'll eat my hat. And so, here I find myself having to chow down on my hat. Well, it's time for a fedora supper next episode. Until then, bye bye.